I would like to tell you about the fonts. I think it has about 24 fonts in the fountain. And we were first talking about setting the fonts. At first they were talking about, well, this would look pretty and that would look pretty. And then we said, now wait a second, this is for a play area for the children. We have to make sure it's appropriate for all the kids. So we have the really tall ones in the middle for the oldest kids, or quite frankly, the adults who like to play in there too. We have some medium-sized fonts, basically for the middle schoolers or the eldest elementary age children. But then we realized, you know, they all have little baby brothers and sisters, the new little toddlers. And so we set 2 fonts really, really low. And those fonts are known as the baby fonts. And they have created the most conversation around town that you've ever seen. When we first put them in, the wonderful people down at the city of Venice, the workmen who were learning to take care of the fountain, they wanted to adjust them to match the other fonts. We had to go explain to them, no, those fonts are for the babies, you leave those alone. Well, that was fine. But then the Venice Main Street office started getting the phone calls. Do you realize that 2 of your fonts are broken? They're not da-da-da. And we kept explaining to people about the baby fonts. Those are for the babies. Okay, well, I don't think the town really understood baby fonts until the babies started coming down to the fountain. And you could see those fonts were small and low enough. The babies could play with them. It didn't frighten them. And quite frankly, they were low enough that the older kids didn't want to be bothered with them. So it kind of left a safe little area for just the babies to play in. And that's been very successful. Now, the fountain has been, quite frankly, it's surpassed all of our expectations. It's a wildly popular gathering place. At night, the seniors like to gather in the park and watch the children play. The adults who are down there with their children quite often end up playing in the fountain with their children, which is fun to see. The parents kind of look around guiltily, and next time you know, you look at them, they're in that fountain, and that's fine. The bicyclists who have just come from doing a long ride up and down the Venetian Waterway Trail, they'll stop by to cool off before they finish their ride home. And the joggers will just kind of go right through. And we see these people, and that's great. It's being used, and that's what we wanted it to do. We're just so proud of that fountain. It's been photographed many, many times. I mean, every summer when they're talking about cool, free things for children to do, they always highlight the fountain. It's become a very, very popular place for children's birthday parties. Almost every week you can go by and somebody's having their birthday party down by the splash fountain. And that's just wonderful. And there's just so many other things going down there, like during the Easter egg hunt, it was kind of fun. We had all these adorable little kids in their Easter finery with their egg, etc. And suddenly, okay, they were through with the Easter egg hunt. They were gonna go play in the splash fountain. And of course their mothers had dressed them up so pretty and so cute for Easter egg hunt, etc. And they were trying to keep their kids out of the fountain. Well, sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. But that's one of the dangers of having such a fun place downtown. So.
Hi, I'm Kristen McArts from Venice, Florida.
All right, and Kristen, how often do you come out here to use the children's fountain?
We try to get here at least once a week, maybe twice a week during the summer. This is my son Zach. Smile.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm Kyle. I mean, this is Kyle.
Alright. And I saw you guys in there roughhousing and playing around a bit. It seems like you really enjoy the fountain.
It's fun.
Yeah, how'd you first learn about it?
Oh gosh. It was a couple of years ago. I think someone just told us about it. And so we've been coming ever since.
Oh yeah? So you're regulars, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about coming down here?
I think going in the center and getting all wet. I like water.
My name is Jacob Jones and her name is Alyssa Jones.
Alright.
Yeah, I could have said it too.
Alright, and what is it that brought you guys out here today?
I don't know. The first time we came, we didn't know it was fountains. We thought it would be a water park. At first, I didn't think it was very fun, but then later on, other people came, and then we had water wars.
So, what's Water Wars?
Water wars is either where we get cups, bottles, and we fill them up, and then we splash them at other people, whoever's playing. We got water guns, but for some reason they didn't work.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I had this water gun where you pump it up, and it has this giant blast of water. You pull it up here, and it makes a giant glass of water on people.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there are some people who seem to believe that the fountain is decorative only and it's not meant to play with. And you'll see some of them come by and sort of say things to the kids like, you shouldn't be playing out there. You know, that's not what that's for. You know, and the kids take, you know, they take their little plastic bucket out there and they're playing little games and having a high old time. I think one of the cleverest children I saw down there, they had those little plastic cups that you know, bring with your lunch so you can pour out and have a nice cold drink and all that. And he had figured out that if he took his empty plastic cup and placed it over the fountain when the water tapered down, when the water came back in, the cup would go shooting up like a rocket. And he was quite dazzled. And some of the adults were concerned that it might possibly, you know, hit somebody, but it was shooting up so high it wasn't going to hit anybody. Yeah. So the children are finding very creative uses for the fonts.
I'm Carrie Bermudez.
All right, Carrie. And you're not a resident of Venice, but you grew up?
I'm not a resident anymore. We live in St. Petersburg, but I grew up here from the time I was 3 until I went off to college.
And what is it that brings you back to Venice?
My parents still live here in Venice, so we come back all the time so my kids can see their grandparents, and we can just, it's so relaxing when we come down here, so we like to come down here and just relax for a few days.
But how do you feel something like the Children's Fountain helps the town compared to what it used to be?
I think this is great because when I was growing up, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot to do here. It was just, I think the city park was the main thing that we would do, is go play at the court. And now the kids have something to do, and it's great. I mean, here it is 8 o'clock at night, and we still have the kids out having a good time, so it gives them another outlet. And I just think it's nice to be out in the community and have something, especially downtown. It's so pretty at night, so it's a good addition.
Yeah, definitely. I know back when I was growing up, it was like 6 o'clock and the town turned off. It used to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice because it's nice that people can come here, and tourists, even people who live here, can just still enjoy it even at nighttime.
All right. And what's your favorite part about the fountain?
It's just nice that the kids can come and have somewhere to cool off and have fun without getting sandy, and we can just sit and relax and not have to be in the pool with them. It's just a nice place to be and cool off.
And it's just a fun thing to do, and it's nice to have something for kids in a town that's famous for its older residents.
It just gives them, I guess, something to do and a way to burn some energy outside.
Always a good thing.
Yes, always. Lots of energy.
What do you think is the best part of the fountain? Which one of the water types do you like best?
The middle one, because it's the most powerful. And it stays on the longest. It stays going.
Yeah. But sometimes,
Because they start and stop, but that one stays shooting water for a while.
yeah.